So I am drawing here this furan molecule. So it's a very good dyne system. You have this two double bond, and then it's connected to this oxygen atom. Now, if you replace this oxygen with nitrogen, your reaction will not work. Or if you replace this oxygen with sulfur, this reaction will not work. Or if you are replacing selenium, this reaction. So you might know the reason, because furan is the less aromatic system compared to other heterocycle. Furan will be more aromatic. Pyrrole will be more aromatic. This thiophene will be more aromatic. So furan is relatively less aromatic. So it acts more like a dyne. Yeah? Now, if you react this furan molecule with maleic anhydride, so maleic anhydride, you have the dienophile system, which is connected to the electron withdrawing group, that is your anhydride group, and that's makes it very good dienophile, because dienophile you need electron deficient, whereas a dyne you need electron rich. So this lone pair on oxygen additionally make this system electron rich, and this is a very good example. But more important in this reaction is the stereochemistry of this reaction. When we do this basically reaction, so we can have this product two isomers. It's basically one isomer. So you can see this, I have drawn this 5-member ring furan in this fashion, and when you do this 2+2 cycloaddition, basically you have the cyclic arrangement of this cyclic rearrangement of these electrons. So you will have the bond formation between these two carbon. So this carbon is here, so you have basically double bond here, and this you will have these two sigma bonds between these atoms. So this two sigma bond I can draw like this, and then you get this bicyclic system formation. Yeah. Now this 5-membered ring, it can orient in two ways. One orientation in upward direction, where you have the oxygen place, and another orientation you will have the downward direction. Now here it's good to show the hydrogen, because that will tell us about the stereochemistry of this molecule. Yeah. Now if I want to show the another isomer will have the similar structure, I will draw this way. I have this bicyclic system as it is. Yeah. And then what happened is, instead of this 5-membered ring going upside, it can also come downside. So I can have this 5-membered ring coming downside, so I get the another isomer. Yeah. So this is hydrogen. Again, I am showing for the understanding stereochemistry. So these hydrogens are pointing upward direction, and in another case hydrogens are pointing in downward direction. So out of these two isomers, this we called exoisomer. This particular one, this is exoisomer, and this one is endoisomer. This is endoisomer. So exo, because this particular 5-membered ring is going away from this double bond, and in the endo case, this double bond is closer to this 5-membered ring. So if I draw this hydrogen here, this will be much closer to this 5-membered ring. Now, as this has a closer to this 5-membered ring, this product has a more steric bulk. There is more steric interaction which destabilize this molecule. Whereas this 5-membered ring away from this double bond, there is less steric interaction, so it makes this molecule more stable. So the exo product is by principle is more stable than endo product. Yeah. So now question is, when we'll get the endo product, when we get the exo product. So the answer of this question again take us to the new concept that is called thermodynamic and kinetic stability. So thermodynamic and kinetic control of the reaction. So for example, if you have a reaction energy profile diagram like this, so you see this is your energy axis, and then if you take this as your reaction coordinate, so this reaction coordinate will, yeah, and let's say you are starting with your starting material. So here you have furan plus malic anhydride, yeah, and then if you are going to get the reaction, so you get one product which is a, so let me show little up direction so I can have this. So let's say I'm showing here this furan plus malic anhydride. So you can get two products. One product is your less stable, another product is more stable. So this less stable product is endo product, and this more stable product is basically exo product. So as this product is more stable, this is thermodynamically stable product. So if you are control reaction through thermodynamics, this product should get. Now, if I want to draw this your activation energy, so what happen? You get the two activation energy. One activation energy which is lower, that is for the endo, and then higher activation energy is for the exo. Yeah, and this basically what you get is your reaction goes and end to give the endo. So endo product less require less energy, but it's less stable. Exo product in contrast required more activation energy, but at the end your product is more stable. Yeah. So if you control this activation energy, you can end up to get the either endo or exo product. For example, if you are giving only the energy which is enough to cross the barrier for the endo product, so you will end up with the endo product. Yeah. But if you give the more energy, let's say your reaction is going at room temperature 20 degree, and if you are doing reaction at 40 degree, so you will get mainly exo product. But whenever you think about this endo and exo product, your reaction should be reversible. Yeah. So your reaction should not only go to the so this is not basically reversible with exo, but it's reversible with endo product. So once exo product form, you will not get back your starting material. But what happen if you are using the if you are getting the exo product, it will not go back to starting material, but in the product it can go back to the starting material. Let's say when you start the reaction, whatever temperature, as you have the less energy for the endo product, it obviously forms. If you are doing reaction higher temperature, then also endo product forms, but is reversible, go backs, and then it go again. So you will get some ratio, and then you will get more and more exo product. At the end, you can completely can get exo product if you keep on doing the reaction. Yeah. So you will have the proportion of endo and exo, and this channel which you have the conversion from compound to the exo product, that will be blocked. So it will not go back. It will go back again. You will get the product again. Will go back again, get the product. So you can end up to get the exclusively exo product. And if you control the reaction temperature, you get. So now question is, why endo product is sorry, transition state for endo product is lower in energy than exo product, and that comes your orbital picture. So now we will go to the orbital picture here. So if we see basically the orbital picture, let me open the file where I have this molecule. So optimize this both the molecule, and then you basically looking into this checkpoint file. Yeah. And now I will check this furan, where you have this molecule of furan, and then again I can create the molecular orbital. So this go to molecular orbital, and then you click on this HOMO and LUMO. So furan is your dyne system. So it's a HOMO which is interacting. So let me visualize this one. So you have basically visualize and you update it. So once you update it, you will get this black window, and then you can see you are getting this molecular orbital for both this structure. Yeah. And then I am going to see the molecular orbital of your malic anhydride. So I also have the malic anhydride, and then I am taking again I want to visualize molecular orbital. So this is my malic anhydride, and then I want to visualize these two molecular orbital. Yeah. Okay, so here we can see these two molecular orbital. You have furan molecular orbital, and here we need to consider the HOMO of your furan molecule. Yeah, so we draw in this way. So this is your HOMO of the furan molecule, and then you have basically here LUMO of your malic anhydride. So you can see this is your empty orbital. So this should be the LUMO of malic anhydride. So let me make it basically either transparent or grid view. So we can basically look into the molecule. So I can go to this surface and we'll take this mesh. Yeah. So you can see this your contour of this lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. Yeah. And you have inside the your molecule. So here you can see this. This is my checkpoint file. Okay. So this does not show me. Okay. So you can see these two molecular orbital. So in furan, you have this highest occupied molecular orbital, and that should interact with the lowest unoccupied molecular orbital of maleic anhydride. Okay, so now in this case, when you have the overlap of this dyne system on the dynophile, yeah. So what happened? You can have the overlap of this red lobe here on this red lobe here, yeah. So you see your, I can go back to this structure. So you can see this carbon, this, let's say I'm saying this is a carbon number 1. I can say this is a carbon number 1 and this is a carbon number 4 and this you can carbon number 5 and 6. So the basically bond forms between these 4 and 5 and 1 and 6. Yeah. So you can visualize this carbon number here. So you have this carbon number 1 at this place and carbon number 4 here interacting with the carbon number 5 here and 6 here. That means this red lobe on this carbon number 1 will interact on the top of this. So this molecule will move on the top of this one. And this portion molecular orbit, now you can see there is a symmetry. This is in the same phase with this one. This is in the same phase. But there is a two possibility now. So you can put this molecule on the top of other molecule through your basically through this direction, yeah, or you can rotate this molecule by 180 degree, yeah, and you can keep the molecule top on this one. Now if you have this arrangement, yeah, so this carbon 1 and 4 interacting and this ring, other part of the ring is going away from the furan molecule, and that should be the transition state for the exo, yeah. But if you rotate this molecule by 180 degree, yeah, so then in that case your atom will interact with this one, but at the same time you will have the interaction between your this carbonyl group molecular orbital with the another carbon. So you will have interaction between on the transition state. So when you overlap these two molecule in the basically facing to each other, let's say this direction and this direction facing to each other, then you will have this secondary interaction between this part of your molecular orbital, part of your HOMO of furan and part of your LUMO of maleic anhydride. And then secondary interaction, basically again the bonding interaction. And this bonding interaction basically stabilizes the it stabilizes again your transition state, and that's where we get the lower energy for the transition state, yeah. So that way you have this transition state lower energy and you get the end of product, whereas the transition state you can have the exo product. For exo product, you will have the more transition state because there is a less interaction, less bonding interaction in the transition state. Yeah. So does this point is clear? Let me stop sharing this my.
Yes, sir. Quite well.
So what happens basically, you have these two molecules. When they interact, they basically interact by overlapping on each other. Yeah. So this second molecule has a possibility of overlapping this way or the other way. So when you have the overlapping other way, the some part of molecular orbital and some part of molecular orbital of these two molecules interact, and the interactions are constructive interaction. That's why you will get the lower energy for the indo, but that situation will not be there for the exo. That interaction will not be there in exo. Yeah? And when you basically complete the reaction, this molecule moves away from each other, so that constructive interaction will not be there. So then you will left only with the steric interaction. So with steric interaction, you have more in the endo, so it will have the less stability than your exo product. So product and transition state has a opposite trend of stability because of orbital interaction, and that we can visualize by doing the computational chemistry. We can also do the simulation of transition state. That will be little higher level of doing this computational chemistry of DFT calculation. Yeah. So you got the idea about this one, this molecular orbital, how we can look for the molecular orbital. Initially we have seen the molecular orbital of ethylene. Yeah? And then we saw the molecular orbital of butadiene, and then so in principle, if you are seeing, so in most of the colors and many properties comes from the conjugation, and conjugation is basically very important in many reactions. Yeah. So if you understand basically three type of system, one is ethylene, another is butadiene, and then you have the allyl system. So if you understand the molecular orbital of three systems, ethylene, butadiene, and allyl, then you can basically extrapolate your idea, concept, knowledge to any conjugated system. So you can look at three system, how their molecular orbital look like, and then you can understand most of the reaction. And this molecular orbital basically control most of the reactions, and it's more important particularly in this cycloaddition reaction, pericyclic reaction, sigmatropic reaction, because it's mostly depend on the pi type orbitals. Okay, is there any questions regarding this part?
Any questions from the participant? So what did
First thing, do you understand whatever I explained yesterday and today's part?
you can use the chat box also. If you are not audible, you can use the chat box. All are mum. So there are two possibilities. You understood everything or you understood nothing. Any comment? आप लोग हैं ना मीटिंग में?
Kalyani, you want to say something?
सर समझ में आ रहा है
हाँ
Okay.
हाँ बट जब ट्राई करेंगे तब ज्यादा मतलब तब पता चलेगा ना एग्जैक्टली
Yeah, that is true.
हाँ
okay. Okay, so people have started responding in the chat box now.
Okay. So let us see the chat box. So we have four. Oh, we did not record today's.
Yeah,
So,
it's
it's recording. Okay, that's good. Okay. Then
others also participate through chat box or through your audio. You can
yeah,
unmute yourself and you can talk. No problem. If you have any query, any question, you can raise it here right away. No issue.
yeah,
So, sir, what I was thinking is these people need to do this optimization of the molecule and they need to visualize the molecular orbital, right?
yeah. They have to do the. So yesterday we have shown this optimization, how to do the optimization.
Uh-huh.
So I will share this video. Actually, I tried today to trim this because some part of. So without trimming, this video was some 68 MB.
Okay.
And then by using this photo, this is Windows, there is option. We can use this photo option, and that trims the video. So when I trim it, it's become 138 MB.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I did not upload it.
Okay, you share it with me. I will trim it and upload it on the YouTube channel.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
So both the videos I will upload on the YouTube. So this is wonderful
Okay.
opportunity for all of you because pericyclic reactions and cycloaddition reactions are very, very important, and you will get an opportunity to visualize the molecular orbital, which is otherwise very difficult. As a teacher, we face a lot of problem in explaining how do the orbitals interact. But here you are, with the help of Gaussian, you are getting an opportunity to see how the orbitals will interact. So everyone should try this, and you should make the important out. You should make it very, very effective. This should be used as a very effective tool in the learning the pericyclic reactions. And
So I think
yeah, Abhijit, go ahead.
some of the students may not have been introduced to the pericyclic reaction, so they may not be aware of the set of orbitals that are possible in case of butadiene, that is.
But it has been explained, I guess, by Dhade sir.
Yes.
And they have
Yeah, yesterday we had.
Yes, sir. Sir has means sum up everything, but I think some people, it is possible
So
that
I can explain shortly here. Yeah. So
yes.
I'm sharing again my screen. So you can go. So I'm going to.
You want a new file size?
I can go to new file. Yeah, it's not working like this.
Yes,
So okay. So what we talked yesterday, basically, we thought of ethylene molecule initially. So ethylene molecule, you have carbon connected to carbon with double bond, and then you have two hydrogens here. So you can see my screen properly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can have these two hydrogen here. Yeah. So I can also write this way. So you can have carbon connected to carbon, connected to hydrogen, and connected to hydrogen. And then you can have this. So in this molecule, this carbon and this carbon is sp2 hybridized. So sp2 hybridized means you have basically three planar sp2 hybrid orbital. Yeah. So one orbital forms the bond with one s orbital of hydrogen, another sp2 hybrid orbital form bond here, same thing for this remaining two, and one sp2 hybrid orbital forms the bond between these two carbons. So yeah, all three carbon sp2 hybrid orbital engage. Now you left with one p orbital which is perpendicular to the plane of this 6 atoms. So this plane is perpendicular to all your 6 atoms. And similarly, you have the p orbital here on the another carbon atom, which is perpendicular. Yeah. So for showing the phasing, I can show this way. Yeah. But this is not the right thing to show. But what I can do here, I can draw here its molecular orbital for this one. So what you have? You have the p orbital from 2 carbon atom. So I have 2 p orbital from 2 carbon atom. Yeah. So you have 2 carbon atom, 2 p orbital. Yeah. Now these 2 p orbital, then by linear combination of molecular or linear combination of atomic orbital, they undergo mixing and they create the 2 orbitals. One is a bonding orbital, one is anti-bonding orbital. So when you create the bonding orbital, which goes lower in energy compared to the energy of this orbital, and this bonding energy is basically due to the constructive overlap of this 2p orbital. Constructive overlap means in phase overlap. So you have this 2 carbon atom. So here you have 1 carbon, here you have another carbon, and then these 2 orbital overlapping in phase. So it's basically one combination of these 2 orbital. So out of these 2 orbital, we have created 1 orbital. And according to this LCAO, linear combination of atomic orbital, whatever number you mix together, you will get the same number. So this is one number and another orbital which forms by the destructive overlap. Destructive overlap means you have the out of phase combination of these 2 orbital. Yeah. So you get basically pi orbital of your ethylene molecule, and this is the pi star orbital. Now if you see the position of these 2 orbital in the molecule, you will have sigma orbital, which is you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you will have the 5 sigma orbital and 5 pi orbital, 5 sigma orbital and 5 sigma star orbital. Now sigma orbital is more stable than pi orbital. So your all 5 sigma orbital will be below of this pi orbital, and sigma star orbitals are much less stable than your pi star. So all sigma orbitals will be on the sigma star orbitals will be on the top of this molecule, and this is in the bottom of the molecule. So as you see, this pi orbital and pi star orbital, they are basically frontier orbitals. This is your highest occupied molecular orbital. This is lowest unoccupied molecular orbital, and you know this reaction happens along with only frontier molecular orbital because you are matching there the energy. Yeah. So your energy will be minimized when you are using the frontier molecular orbital, and that's why the frontier molecular orbitals are responsible for the bond formation. Yeah. So any bond formation you consider, it starts from the highest energy filled orbital, lowest energy empty orbital. Now moving to the butadiene system. In butadiene, you have basically the 2. So let's say I'm drawing here S cis. You can also draw S trans. You can have S trans like this. So this is S trans, and this is S cis. So what you have? You have basically the one ethylene molecule where you have this carbon connected to the carbon, where you have hydrogen, yeah? And one hydrogen you are replacing with the another ethylene group. Yeah. So so basically you have two ethylene group. Yeah. So you can start basically with this 4 combination of these 4 molecular orbital, or you can extrapolate from ethylene molecular orbital. Let's say you have 2 ethylene unit, one ethylene unit this one, another ethylene unit this one, and you are making the combination of this one. Yeah. So now you can show this combination either uh, making this type of trans arrangement or this type of cis arrangement. But what I will show for the simplicity, I will show here um, just a linear arrangement. Yeah, you can understand there is a 120-degree angle between the 3 carbon atom. But let's say you are starting from this 2 molecular orbital and this coming for the 2 atomic orbital. So this 2 molecular orbital again combine together. So you have the 2 of pi orbital and 2 of pi star orbital for ethylene molecule. And then you should get the 2 molecular orbital here and 2 molecular orbital here. So again I can show this linear combination in phase combination. So I can have 1, 2, 3. So this basically correspond to the 1 molecular. These 4 lobes correspond 1 molecular orbital. This one correspond to 1 atomic orbital. These 2 correspond to, so this basically you are extending the electron density. It's nothing but, it's not that you are showing the 4 molecular orbital. This is only 1 orbital but having the 4 lobes. Now this combination is in phase, so you will have this all phases of this one here, and then you can see the second combination which is out of phase. So this first 2 phases I will keep as such. So I am taking the combination of this one. Yeah. So another combination basically I can have. So where you are changing the phase. So this is the out of phase combination of this ethylene molecular orbital. And then same way you can have the 2 combination of your this anti-bonding orbital. So I can again go and draw here anti-bonding orbital. So I will make the in phase combination of this one. So let's say I'm starting with this arrangement. Yeah. So this is the molecular orbital I have drawn here. Yeah. Now I will make the in phase combination of this one. So if to make the in phase of combination, I need to have this lobe in the same phase, and then it will become the other phase. And then I can make the another combination which is out of phase combination of this pi star molecular orbital. So out of phase combination again I will start with this 2, and then this should be out of phase. So you have this is shaded, this is a different phase, and again I can make change here phase, I will get this. So from this molecular orbital I can, so if I start with the, let's say if I start making the, you take basically one orbital from each carbon, 1 orbital from here, 1 orbital from here, 1 orbital from here, 1 orbital from here. So you will have 4 pz orbital, and then if you make the combination of this 4 pz orbital, you will end up getting the same thing. Yeah? So you will have 4 in phase, that means you will have all four p orbital in combining in phase. So there will be no nodal point in this molecular orbital. But when you make the another combination, there will be one node. So it has a one node. Now here, if you go, so you have change in phase here, change in phase here. So it has a two node. Then here you have change in phase here, change in phase here, change in phase here. So you have three nodes. Okay? So that means your number of node is increasing, your destructive overlap is more, constructive overlap is less. That means your energy is increasing. So as you have the no node here, it's the lowest energy, one node more energy, two node even more, three node more than. Now when you start with the 4p orbital, you have one electron with each p orbital. Yeah. So now you have to fill this electron. So how will fill electron? You have to fill in the pair. You cannot fill one electron. So it will be paired in the first orbital, paired in the second orbital. And these two orbital, as they are more in energy, less stable, they will remain empty. So you have basically the two orbital constructive overlap, filled orbital. So this is basically pi orbital, and this two empty orbital, that is more in energy. So this is less stable. So these are pi star orbital. So we generally write this four orbital pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, pi 4, or this we also write this sigma 1, psi 1, psi 2, psi 3, not sigma 1, psi 1, psi 4. Yeah? So this psi 2 of butadiene is basically highest occupied molecular orbital, because this is the filled orbital, and this one is basically lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. So again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 CH bond, and then you have 1, 2, 3 carbon-carbon sigma bond. 6 plus 3, 9 sigma bonds. So 9 sigma bonds, you will have the 18 molecular orbital, 9 sigma orbital, which will be below of this one, 9 sigma star orbital, which will be above of this one. So basically sigma orbital does not play any role in the reaction, because this is buried inside, more stable, this is more destabilized. So these also cannot take part in the reaction, this also cannot take part. So only this window, which is basically we say the frontier molecular orbital, HOMO and LUMO. That's why this is very important to understand concept of HOMO and LUMO. Yeah? So this orbital is basically, now this I have shown here this orbital in one line. You can also draw basically whatever way you want to. So let's say I want to draw your psi 2 orbital. Psi 2 orbital I want to draw. The psi 2 orbital, how will, let's say I want to show the reaction in 1,4 addition. So I should take the S-cis arrangement. So if I want to show this one, S-cis arrangement, you can show this flow here, this one here, and this one here, and this one here. So now I have one node in the psi 2. So this node is symmetrically placed in this molecule. So if I start with this lower lobes with the phase, then it will change the phase here. Yeah. So your overlap will be from these two corner lobes with the alkene molecule. So alkene molecule you can place here, and then you have, let's say, so this is HOMO molecular orbital. So now I am keeping these phases like this. This is the LUMO. Sorry, this LUMO should be in this direction. So I made it wrong. So if I want to show this ethylene molecule in 4 plus 2 cycloaddition, I can show this way. So this is a pi star orbital. This is the LUMO of ethylene. So it has opposite phases. So it will overlap here and it will overlap here. So you see, this is a phase overlap. So that's why this will be constructive overlap, and you basically get the allowed 4+2 cycloaddition, which is thermally allowed because this reactions happens in the ground state. Yeah. So this butadiene molecule you can basically extrapolate starting from your this ethylene. You can understand butadiene. You can go ahead. You can write hexatriene. Yeah. So ethylene, butadiene, hexatriene. This, if you understand these three system, you will understand all cycloaddition reaction, all electrocyclic reaction. Yeah. So is it clear here?
I think it's
Yes,
very
sir.
clear. Yeah,
So
participants.
should I stop the sharing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you have a question, you can ask.
So one more thing, while writing the report, they need to copy the structure, right? They need to copy the structures, molecular orbital.
Yeah,
And
yeah. They can copy the structure. So you know how to copy the structure. So I can show that one. Chandak sir.
yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm again sharing my screen. So here you go to the, let's say I have this structure. So I have, let's say, furan structure. So you can open any file. So let's say I am opening the file, output file. Yeah. So I want to show the structure of furan. Yeah. So when you open file, you see here, you read intermediate geometries. So if you open this file, it generally shows the all steps it has taken. That means it has taken the 6 steps, and then you can see this how geometry is changing stepwise up to 6 step. Yeah. So is your 6th step is the optimized geometry. So if you want to go directly to optimized geometry, you don't need to to click on this box. So you unclick this box, and if you open this file, it's basically directly takes you the last step. Yeah. Now when you see this molecule, you can put the orientation whatever you like. You want to have this orientation like butadiene we have drawn, or if you want to draw this vertical orientation, whatever orientation you want, you can keep this one, and then go to the right click, and once you do the right click, you can basically go and you can save this file. So what I want to say, so you can save as a file and then save image file.
Mhm.
Here you have option save image file. So you can go right click here, or you can go to this Gauss view and save image file. Here also you can do
Mhm.
both way.
Okay.
But when you saving this one, you give the name here. Maybe I'm giving here furan. Yeah.
Image.
And then you save this file either as a TIFF file or JPG file, what you need. So mostly people prefer to save as a TIFF file or JPG file. Yeah. So TIFF file, I prefer TIFF file, and then you save it. But before saving, here you see in the bottom is written white background. You always click on this white background. Otherwise, it will give you this purple background, which we don't want to paste in the purple background. We want to paste in the white background. So you click on this white background, yeah, and then save it. So let's say I'm not clicking on white background, and let's saving this as a file, yeah, TIFF file. So it's capturing image. And in the second attempt, what I will do, I will save as, I will basically save as with white background. So again, I am writing it. If you run, let's say I'm giving title something, and then again I am saving as a TIFF file. Okay, so what I have done, I have saved these two files, and these two files you can look into the here now. So one I have saved without clicking on this white background, so it will look like. So if you like this picture to paste, you can keep as such, but it is always preferred to keep in the white background. So this will be your picture in the white background. Yeah. So this way you can save. You can similarly you can also save the molecular orbital. So again, you can take the molecular orbital and you can make the orientation, either this orientation, this orientation, this orientation, this orientation, whatever orientation you want. You can also make it the solid or transparent. Or so what you can do, you can go to view, and then you have this display format. So in this format, you can change the type of this molecular orbital. You can either have mesh type, or you can have this solid type, or you can have this transparent one. Transparent one, you can see, you can through the transparent, and you can have this mesh type. Okay. So whatever you like, and depend on your requirement also. So if you want to see your molecular orbital with your molecule, then you should keep the mesh or the transparent. Yeah, and then you saved it as a again file, save image file, and then the same way you can do either with white background or purple background, whatever you want. You can save it. Yeah. Let's say I'm saving this Furan, and this is the home orbital. So you can save this Furan. So you can see this molecular orbital. I have saved in the same file. So it's still capturing. So okay. So I have this home orbital. Yeah, you can see. So you can change the orientation, whatever you like. Okay. So I also want to tell one more thing here. So when we discuss our this confirmation, confirmation of ethylene, sorry, confirmation of ethane. So what we did basically, we did the calculation. So I can tell you another option to do the calculation. Let's say you have this file and you want to study this molecule with the confirmation of 10 degree. So what you can do, you have to go for this redundant coordinate, and then redundant coordinate, what you did, you fix this dihedral angle. You have freeze this coordinate. Yeah? And then you have to do this freezing coordinate and optimizing 20 times. Sorry, 18 times. Yeah? But what I can do basically, I can select this coordinate. Instead of freezing coordinate, I can scan coordinate. So if I scan the coordinate, I can take here number of steps. Yeah. So let's say I need 18 steps starting from 0. So 0 is your default step, and then you will have additional 18 step. And then I want to move with the degree of 10 at a time. Yeah. And then you basically don't need to set this value. So you have set here 18 step with the 10 degree each. Yeah. And then you can fix this one. Okay. So if you do this type of calculation, and then if you see the output file, so it will not show the intermediate step of each 10 degree. Instead, it will show the 10 degree. So you can see here, I have 10 degree and then 20 degree. So each steps correspond to your additional 10 degree. So in fifth one you will have 30. Say this will going increasing. Yeah. Again, you can go keep on increasing. So what you need to do, for each step, you have to write down the energy. For example, your 17 number step, then you can go here, here you can go result and summary. Okay. So in summary, you can see here energy is given at this point. So you can click this on it, this energy, copy this energy and paste in your Excel file. So if you do the 17 steps, so it will give you the 170 degree angle. 18 step, then it will give you the 180 degree angle. Okay? So each energy you calculate, and then this energy you can put into the Excel file. So if you are putting this Excel file, you can basically get this different confirmation, different energies. Yeah. So this energies, so you have to consider your 180 degree as a reference, because this is the lowest energy. That point should be lowest energy. And then if you take this difference in energy against the angle, you can basically plot this graph. So this, when you plot this graph, you basically need to select this column against this column, and then basically when you are selecting, you basically need to select with your, you can just select with the control. So if you select these two columns and then go for the insert, and then you here you have chart. So once you insert the chart, you get this graph, and this graph then you can basically edit. You can put this legend on y-axis, on x-axis. You can change the font here. So you have to play around. So once you click on the graph, here you can have the option of editing this thing. Here you have option of editing this one. You can change value, you can change the axis, you can change title, you can put additional things, you can modify this. For example, I have taken this a nice legend here, y-axis energy. This energy we are expressing in kilocalorie per mole. Yeah, so you should write energy in parenthesis kilocalorie per mole. here we have given title dihedral angle. So here this value indicate the dihedral angle between 2 carbon and 2 hydrogen, which we are fixing. And then you have to give this sign of degree. So you can, to give the sign degree, you have here insert option, and then insert you can have either symbol. So you can use whatever symbol you want. You can use symbol. See here you have all type of font. So here you can go in the symbol font. Yeah, and then if you go to the symbols, you get all type of symbols. For example, you need degree symbol, so you can use this one, degree symbol here, and you can insert this one. So that way you can make very nice graph by using this Excel file. Yeah, so Excel file is very good to do the calculation. You can basically try to learn this Excel. It's very useful program. So do you have any problem in this portion? Again, questions.
Questions, if any, please participate.
Hello?
I think no questions.
Sir,
Yeah.
this is Neha. Sir, मेरे इथेन की conformations की values थोड़ी different थी, तो what could be the reason for that?
So it's either it's not optimized properly, or it's changed the angle. You did not fix the angle properly. So if you have this angle proper, then it will show this type of curve. So you see, this very simple. When we consider this conformation of ethane molecule, it's very logical. No? It's very logical. You have basically this 0 degree conformation. So you see, when you start with let me go to, when you start with this 0 degree, so you see this whole circle is a 180 degree, ne?
Yes.
And this angle, this rotation angle should be 1/3 of your whole molecule, that is 60 degree. That means if you
Yes,
start with the 0 degree, which is overlapping situation, after 60 degree you should get the exactly your staggered conformation. Then
Yes.
again next 60 degree you get the
Eclipse conformation.
you get again
Eclipse.
eclipse one, and again 60 degree. So it's basically you have the only 60 degree which you can play. So that energy will keep on repeating, either in positive direction or negative direction.
Okay. Okay. Sir.
So Neha, what I think is you need to double check your job, because while submitting, sometimes we remember to uncheck or check some box. So
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so
if you
you
use
have to either
yes, sir, go
you
ahead.
have to either freeze coordinate, or you can go with this new option, scan coordinate.
Okay, sir. I will try it again then.
I think scan coordinate is the simple option, because
Yes, sir.
it will do one job, it will do everything.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Yes, sir.
other way you have to do the 18 jobs. Basically
Okay, sir. I
19
will
jobs,
try.
including 0 degree.
Yes, sir.
So basically it is human error, right, sir?
Yeah. This error should be the human error, because program will not tell something like.
Yes.
Okay, anything else? ये जो भी असाइनमेंट दिया है सबको फिनिश करना है आने वाले 2 दिन में. Molecular orbital as well as conformation of ethane and butane also.
Then you can try basically the butane conformation, conformational analysis of butane, and you can use this scan coordinate option. So that will finish in one job. And you can also try to draw some molecule of your interest. Let's say you want to draw some, let's say thiophene instead of furan, and try to, so very simple molecule is benzene. You can try to optimize the benzene and try to see the molecular orbitals of benzene.
Yeah.
Yeah.